Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer, welcome back to Farming Simulator 19, and welcome back to Greenwich Valley with Seasons. My goodness, I do love this game. I really do. Probably more than I should. It's a hoot. Right, so we're still in field, let me turn this back on. Right about like so. This is field 33. Is it not? Yeah. It is. Field 33, we're just getting ready to be done with Field 33. We've got, I believe, 2 more lengths. And then we're going to hop in this thing right here. Fire it up. Brake is off. We're going to unhook. We're going to go grab our baler. So we'll have 3 more rows to bale. We should get, if my math is correct, 4 bales? 5? We'll throw those on the trailer real quick. We'll get the trailer off the field. We'll empty out the combine harvester. We will empty our trailer into the silo. And then we'll come back over here and do, other stuff. My goodness. This field with a 4-meter header has been... It's been interesting. It's been fun. Man, I do like realistic equipment. And I appreciate the people in Discord and the people that have commented on the channel for really getting me in touch with small equipment and how cool small equipment can be. When I first started playing the sim a few years back, of course I wanted the biggest equipment. You know how that goes. I wanted the Smart Track, I wanted the Zarian, all that. And it is fun. And if that's the kind of equipment that you're into, then absolutely more power to you. But I've discovered the joy of small equipment, and it really is fun. And it lets you play different kinds of farms too. Definitely. I feel like big equipment is oh, this is going to be tight. Nah, we'll be okay. We'll cheat a little bit to the right. Big equipment requires, I don't want to say a boring map, but it requires a lot of space, and a lot of space means not a lot of trees, not a lot of clutter. Oh, it's going to be close. Denzel. Steady, lad. Oh, beautiful. Well done. It requires a lot of space, and that means you can't have necessarily a lot of detail or a lot of stuff. And I prefer a tighter, more detailed, more cluttered map. So that sort of map can sometimes force you into smaller equipment, and I'm glad that I've discovered how much fun small equipment can be. It takes longer, for sure. But you know what? Everything scales. That's the great thing about this game, is if you want to use small equipment, just play a smaller map, or play a map with smaller fields, and a field will still take, you know what I mean, X amount of time. If you use big equipment on a big field, it takes X. If you use small equipment on a small field, it still takes X. And also, depending on how you play and how you like to play, you don't necessarily have to finish whatever task it is that you're on in one session, in one setting. It took me a while to learn that too. I tend to, I got that OCD. I joke about it, but I actually am OCD, and task abandonment. Yeah, that's something I have a problem with. So it's hard to find a good stopping point sometimes. And what I'm learning as well is you can stop whenever you want. Just save the game, come back to it later. So, living and learning. You're never too old to figure things out. All right, so we will carefully pass Denzel one more time. And he's got, it looks like there's a half row over there. I used the GPS feature in Vehicle Control Mod to do my rows, and they can sometimes be just a slightly different width than the Smart Worker. So you see right? We got a little mini row over there. Let me back up just a tiny bit so we don't miss any. Right, so that is going on. There's some other stuff. I'll show it to you in a minute, but I may be doing things a bit out of sequence here. But I know our other wheat field is not ready yet. It's in its last green stage. It will be ready to harvest probably in 2 days, because we're on the 6-day seasons and it's the 5th day of summer. It will probably be ready on the 1st day of autumn. So we got a couple days for that. We are going to return our rented combine harvester. And then we've got, I don't want to say we have to fill some time, because with seasons, there's these very narrow windows to get things done. So we're not going to be filling time. We're going to be doing what we can in the window that we have. Drop that. Get this last little bit. I'm focusing on my little counter down there. There we go. So we do have some things to do. And I think we may be doing them a little bit out of sequence as far as when you would do them on a real farm. I do want to get a cover crop in this year. I don't know what it is about cover crops. I think it is seasons, because it's got that great nearly full grain tank. I think with that very narrow row, yeah, we can make it to the end there. We'll be okay. I think because seasons has that crop rotation planter as a feature now, I want to take advantage of that. And I like the idea of cover crop. I know they serve several purposes. They can serve some function as fertilizer, right? When you plow all that green stuff under in the spring, it can act as nutrients in the soil. I get that. But I also know that they're good for stabilizing the field in the fall, because you're going to have rain and then snow, and you're going to have runoff and various things, and you don't want your topsoil to wash away. So a cover crop can serve that purpose as well. And when I combine those two, I mean, plus with it just being in seasons now, it's there, right? Let's use it. Let's use it. So I do want to put a cover crop in. And for that to happen, I would like to continue using our hard manure as fertilizer, if for no other reason than to get rid of it and to keep that bunker from filling up, because it really does. I don't know if this is seasons or just base game or whatever, but the bunker does seem to fill up very, very quickly. And I don't want it to get to the point where it's, for lack of a better word, too full. All right, so I want to use some of that manure this fall. I know we'll have plenty over the winter and again in the spring, so we're going to get into that. And it may be that you would not harvest a field and then immediately fertilize it and put a cover crop in, that you would finish your harvest completely and then move on to other things. I think because a crop in the field, a harvestable crop in the field, is more or less money, whereas a fertilized field is potential money. So I think your goal would be to get your crops out of the field absolutely as quickly and as reliably, I guess, right? You don't want to take any chances with that. You want to get that done with and get it in the silo or get it sold or something before anything can happen to it. It's, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to take any chances, right? So that is up. We can turn this beacon off. That turned on automatically when it got to be, yeah, 82%. Okay, so it only picked up another 2% after we got our warning. Not too bad. So put this in here. Set the brake there. And, yeah, let's just go ahead and empty this out and then park it someplace out of the way over yonder. Then we'll get that last little bit of straw up, right? And then we'll get that parked up. We'll get these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bales as quickly as possible. We'll get those put on the trailer. We'll get the trailer moved, and then I'll show you some of the new stuff we got. Right, so brake is off. I'm going to back up before I put the pipe away, just so we don't have any problems there. And this can go right over here for now, and then it will go back to the dealer. I feel bad that we need to lease a second time. We'll need to lease again for our other wheat field. But unfortunately, even though it is an expense, I feel like it's less of an expense than buying this thing for $100 grand. And we will let it run because it was running kind of hot. So back in our little Ford. And I think, did we, yeah, we missed a bit. Okay. That's no good. So, brake is off. Pull to the side, give you a slightly better view. Right. So we're back in gear. Drop that. And get the rest of this. Now, do we have a full bale? We do not. Can we empty this thing with less than a full bale? I don't think we can. I think that's only the square baler. Yeah. Not letting us... Okay. I don't know what's going to happen to that. It may still be in there when we return it. We'll see. Right, so we'll get this right over here. All right. Unhook that. Go grab our weight. Yeah, this is the new stuff. I guess technically that's a silage trailer, but at the moment it's full of manure. And then we got the new, also by 4D. I'm pretty sure at the moment I have just about every piece of kit that 4D makes. I say they, but then other people say he or him. So I don't know if it's one person or if it's a group, but he and or they make unbelievably good mods. And we've got, well, there's 4 of them right there. There are 4 4D modding mods in this field at the moment. And then there's another one in the barn. So yeah, I really like their stuff. But we got all the hard manure out of the bunker. It's 30,000 liters, 10,000 liters in the thrower, 20,000 liters in the trailer. It is a silage trailer, but I'm using it for manure. You know, I'm curious about that as well. I know you got to be really careful. And again, you know, animals are pretty sturdy. They're pretty rugged. And at the same time, they are sort of delicate. And they're entirely dependent on the farmer for everything. So something like putting carefully, there we are. So something like putting manure in a silage trailer, or putting manure in a trailer that next season or later this season perhaps would have silage in it, which is essentially food. Can that be done? Obviously you would power wash it many, many times, but you know what I mean? Is it safe to do that? Is that something that is simply never done, or is it something that can be done as long as certain steps or procedures are followed in between? I'm curious about that, but I can't own 3 trailers, and I didn't want to rent again, so I went ahead and put, carefully, I do not like stacking bales, you know that, carefully, I went ahead and put manure in a silage trailer. Right, so like that, carefully, and then we back out. Beautiful. Set brake, hop out, get a strap on this as quickly as possible before anything catastrophic happens. All right, we got a few more of those. Back in here, brake is off, put her in gear. Who's our next victim? Right there. So yeah, I am enjoying this map. I don't want to say it's all farming, but really it's all farming. And so the idea that, you know, I have to do this, I don't want to do this, I got to do that next, I would prefer to do this. It really is all farming. And carefully, there we are. I'm also reminded that I guess it's the variety, not just of the tasks that we have, but of the farms themselves. It's the variety that really, I think, makes this game work for me. If there was one map, heaven forbid, one map only, and yet we had a ton of things to do on that map, I don't know that would work for me. And then conversely, if we had 1,000 magnificent maps, but you only did one thing on them, I don't think that would work either. So it's the combination, I think, of having, you know, all these gorgeous maps that we can get into and, you know, sort of explore and get to know. And I don't know, it feels kind of homey sometimes. Carefully. Feels kind of homey, you know, it feels nice. Hang on. OCD says, set the brake. It does feel kind of nice to finish up some other adulting stuff that I have to do and then go to a familiar place. even if it is a fake place, a virtual place in a video game, to go to a pleasant place. You know, there's no conflict, there's no strife, there's no drama. And even when things are frustrating, it's only a game, and so they can't ever really be that frustrating unless we sort of choose to let them be. So those two things, I think, in combination is what makes Farm Sim work for me. And, well, plus the mods. You know, both the quality of the mods when you find them and when you get to play with them, but also the process of tracking them down. You know, there's that sort of stamp collecting aspect to it. You know, you see something and you want it, and then you put some time and effort into tracking it down and you find it. I saw, that seems bad. Hang on, let me very carefully back this out. What are we snagging on? Feels like something's not quite right. It's not the strap. So this isn't perfectly straight, but I feel like it's straight enough. Set the brake. Hop out here and then reset this strap. There you go. Brake is off. Put her back in gear. We got what? 2 more? Yeah, I think we got 2 more. And then we'll get this trailer off the field and we'll test out that new 4D modding Abby side thrower. I don't even want to talk about our loan. It's way too high. We can, I guess, exist. You know, we can continue to function as a farm at this current rate sort of indefinitely. But I don't know how or when we'd be able to pay off our loan. I mean, maybe on the day before the day before FS2021 is released, we could sell all our equipment and pay off the loan. Sell some land. I don't know. I mean, I guess that's a reality, is that the longer we carry the loan, the less capital we have to work with. The less capital we have to work with, the harder it is to expand. So, sure, we could carry that loan practically. Nobody's going to come and, break our thumbs or anything. Carefully. Got to concentrate for a moment. So this goes right here. There we go. Beautiful. Nothing bad is going to happen if we don't pay that loan. But something bad is going to happen, and that would be that we can't expand. I hadn't really thought of it that way before. I mean, we do have credit. We have plenty of credit. We have probably another €1,000,000 that we could borrow. But at that point, then we are just kind of cheesing it, because we're not. If we can't pay $500,000, we certainly can't pay $1.5 million. But yeah, it would be tough to buy fields right now. Missed it. Didn't have the angle quite right. Let's try it again. There we are. That feels better already. Beautiful. So yeah, you see what I'm saying. We could expand, but we would have to take on more debt. We would be now making more revenue, but we would have more debt, so it would be kind of moot. So we'll see. When we dump this grain, that's the other thing we need to get off the field, is the grain trailer. But when we get that off the field, when we dump it in the silo, we'll see the total of what we have for wheat that we just harvested. Like so. Nope. So. Nope. Not that one. That one. I guess we could do it this way. Is it that one? Is it that one? Trying to, I'm just opening and closing my door. What's the key command to open the tongs? It's not that. It's not that. It's not that. Well, now this has got me vexed. Oh, we got to have it selected. There we are. When in doubt, just do it right. But in the meantime, now we got to figure out our doors. Hang on. Hang on. So now we go here, and is it... That's that. That's that. There we go. Okay, so we want that door closed. We want... Jeezy Pete's. We want that door closed. I want that. What? Nope. Are they on the same axis? What's going on here? Okay, so that's that. That's that. So then that's that. And that's that. Golly. Okay. All doors and windows are closed. No. Doors are closed, windows are open. It's farm life, I'll tell you what. I miss IC. I do. I'm not sure why it had to go away. I'm guessing there's a good reason. I'll tell you what. Let's do this. Get that down a little bit. I'm sure there's a good reason why it had to go away, but it did go away, and I do miss it. I miss that modders could... I mean, they had an unlimited number of axes to work with, an unlimited number of IC options. Whereas now it's just a tool axis that they have to work with. I mean, I'm glad they do what they do, like those doors and windows, but I honestly didn't even know they were there. Oh, you know what? Hang on. Now I see another one in there. What's this one? So, I don't want to go all through these again. So this one is... That's a window. That's a window. Those are the doors. How do we, No. No, no. How do we... Open that back window? Like that. Oh, beautiful. Middle mouse button. You're my hero. As I'm banging the mouse on the desk. Right. Are we done playing with the IC? I think we are. So we put it in gear. Let's get this going. Where are we at on time? 23 minutes. I think that might be perfect. I think it might be. Looks like one strap didn't go all the way across. Tell you what, let's pull over here and then very carefully reset those. Okay, so that is back on. Drop that trailer. Move this over here. And I believe, yeah, we can, let's check horsepower. I believe, where are we at? 95 horsepower. What is our side thrower? 160. All right. So, we'll put the weight back on this thing, and it is not going to be pulling our little side thrower. Right. Just wait. Put the gear. Set the brake, and I think we can turn this off. Hasn't been working too hard. Into the JCB. Man. Right, so we're going here. Brake is off. Let's get this dumped out. We got 2.5 trailers, so I think we've got 50,000 in there now. We'll have close to 70,000? That's not bad. Plus another field of approximately the same size. We'll do some quick math when we get over there. Now, we did spend 7,000 on rental for the combine harvester and header and baler. I'm not going to bale the other field. We have more straw bales than we know what to do with. I've got 50 of them in the shed, plus the 10 on the trailer. So we don't even really need straw bales. So we're okay there. And I will not need the baler for the other field. So we're looking at another 7,000 euro to harvest the other field for the rental. Let's see what we've got. when all is said and done here. Set the brake while that comes back down. Let's see. So if we look here, yeah, 70,000 liters exactly. Well, 70,329 exactly. So 70, and it's 300. So 21,000 less, 21,000 euro less 7,000. So 14,000 euro profit from that field, and the other field is about the same. So we'll make 30 grand on wheat this year, which is not terrible. Place to put this. Let's just stuff it in here for now. Get it out of the way. Yeah, put it right back here. We didn't sell any of our silage bales. Our grass is triple fertilized and ready to be brought in on the other side of the map. And that we can sell because we won't need another, 25 silage bales. We won't need those for the animals. And we are going to make some hay bales, but we won't need to make any more silage. So that, carefully, so that will be some revenue as well. Let me get this thing out of here. I got so many vehicles parked in so tight. That, not realistic. Not a good angle. Let's set the brake, hop out of here. Hop in here and get this thing out of the way. Yeah. Over here. And then back here. Time, 27 minutes. Perfect. Sort of. So I'm told the technique for this is you have either somebody bring you the poo or you go and pick it up yourself, either from your own farm or you go buy it somewhere, and you just dump it in the field. I've seen it in videos. I've had people tell me, yep, that's what you do. And we've got our little skid steer. I got a bucket for our skid steer, and as we empty this thing out, we're just going to dump what's in our silage trailer on the field or in the grass, and then use the skid steer loader to get it back into this thing. Are we good to go? I think we are. Check that. That's good. Nothing needs unfolded, I don't think. All right. Let's turn it on. Here we go. You know, I much prefer the animation and the throw on this compared to the other one that we were using. There's nothing wrong with the other one. I just think this is a lot more, I just like the look of it. It's certainly going to take a lot longer because it's probably a third of the throw from the other one, but I like it. And I do have the spray rate turned down via the variable spray rate mod, but it's still, we're still using a good bit of manure. I don't know if we're even going to be able to make it all the way around a headland with this. And I can't really tell if it's, yeah, it's putting something down. I can't tell if it's putting it down actually under the track of the vehicle. So does it begin at center line? Does it begin at our left side wheels, or does it begin the right side wheels? We'll take a look when we're done and see how much fertilizer we got. But yeah, I don't know that we would, okay. As far as our fertilizer went, now this field is much bigger than our grass fields, but as far as our hard manure fertilizer went when we threw it on the grass in the spring, I thought it would go a lot further on this field than it is. It's okay though. We're all right. We did buy pallets of chemical fertilizer, pellet fertilizer, in the early spring, so I think we're okay there, you know, if we have to finish this field off. But I would prefer to use the manure because it's free. So we'll see how far it goes. I mean, we're at 50%. And we're going to be finishing up our head. Yeah, so hard to say. Hard to say. But I do want to be, I'll use the GPS mod and try to be absolutely as efficient as possible and keep the overlap to a minimum. But yeah, I think that's just about going to do it. We'll take a look at the map before we end the episode and see. First thing I want to confirm is that this is even going on to the field. It is. I can see it, but I just want to confirm that and absolutely know that before we'd essentially waste it all if we drove around spraying it and it wasn't even being applied as fertilizer. We would just be wasting it. So, and we need to, we don't need to get like all the way out, get every single square meter of it. Oi! You seeing that out in front? It looks like it begins at the right wheels. It's not even on center line, which is not, that's okay. So let's go here. Let's go here. And let's see how big a strip we got. Turn that off, turn that off, turn that off. A very, very narrow strip. Interesting. Okay. Well, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We always do, folks. Thanks for stopping back to check out the Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Farming Simulator 19. This is Greenwich Valley with Seasons, and we'll see you next time. Take care now.